What is happening, guys? Cowboy here. Welcome back to the remastered walkthrough, and it's just about time to head into Sen's Fortress. So if you're confused where we are at, the last episode we took down Sif, the Great Grey Wolf. This is the bonfire right above Andre. Obviously from the forest we can come back to Andre. Once again, I suggest kindling this bonfire if you haven't, so you have 10 Estus going into this. Now, before we go forward, one of the things I want to touch on is the most recent soul we acquired, which is the Soul of Sif. Now, I would consider this to be one of the more important boss souls. There are two different weapons and a shield you can create from this soul. The first being the Great Sword of Artorias. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't really care about meta levels or staying within PvP range and you just want to level all the way up, this is hands down going to be one of the best weapons in the game available to you. It gets scaling with strength, dexterity, intelligence, and faith. So if you plan on creating a monster of a character that can do just about everything, I would highly suggest you go ahead and create the Great Sword of Artorias, because you will get a massive bang for your buck out of it. On top of that, it also has a divine modifier, meaning when it cuts down skeletons, they don't come back. Additionally, you can create the Cursed Great Sword of Artorias, which is notably not as powerful. However, it does have lower stat requirements, and on top of that, it is one of the few cursed weapons of the game, meaning it can damage ghosts innately without you having to use a transient curse. The third and final creatable item is the Great Shield of Artorias, which is my personal favorite. I would consider it to be the best Great Shield in the game. It has the highest stability of any shield that's been unupgraded. On top of that, it also has 100% resistance to poison, toxic, and bleed while blocking, and the requirements aren't too bad either. It only has a 34 strength requirement and a weight rating of 16, whereas the closest comparable great shield to that would probably be Havel's, which is requires 50 strength and it weighs a whopping 26. So if you're looking for an extremely solid shield, I would suggest going for the Great Shield of Artorias. You really can't go wrong with that thing. Additionally, before we head into Sen's Funhouse, one thing I would suggest doing is going back to the merchant in the sewer by Firelink and picking up some poison arrows. 30 is probably plenty. I ended up spending majority of the souls I had to pick up 100 just in preparation for some stuff that we're going to be encountering down the line, but it is highly suggested that you pick some of those up. The last thing I want to note is before we go into here, make sure you're in a good mood. You know, go out and grab lunch, maybe have a drink. This place is absolutely filled to the brim with bullshit. And if you aren't ready for it, you're gonna have a bad time. Even if you are ready for it, you're probably gonna have a bad time. So anyway, similar to before... Oh, I didn't even trigger the traps. Oh, they blocked it. Let's see what my new sword can do. Oh yeah, baby! Let's go. Wah! Wah! This is why I love Ultra Great Swords. I'm such a strength nerd. Even though I mean, technically this is still considered a quality weapon, because you need to have an 18 investment into dex. This would kind of fall into the quality window still. But anyway, kill those guys and grab the Soul of a Brave Warrior. You're going to be fighting a lot of those serpent people. The best thing to do is either backstab them or parry them or just, you know, stun them. And this is what we have to look forward to. There is a bunch of this shit. There's also a bunch of these. You're going to have little casters throughout this whole place that are basically mounted up and are really annoying to deal with. So what we're going to do, if I can get the timing right, is hit them with a couple of poison arrows. Arrows will tend to lose effectiveness the farther they're shot. However, with poison arrows, that's not a concern. You simply hit the target with enough poison arrows to apply poison, and then they will die completely of their own volition. Poison arrows. 4 poison arrows, and it's procced. So even though they're way out of my range, because I've hit them enough, they are now poisoned, and they will slowly tick down. But at this point, just slowly proceed forward. If you don't hit that person, they won't be shooting at you, but I want to get rid of them now. There's also supposed to be a snake here. I'm guessing he fell off. Yeah, we have to kill that mage in a moment anyway, so it's better to just get rid of him now. You also notice I'm using the crest shield on my back now, mainly for that stamina generation. Nice to have. And we're just going to wait here for a second, while that snake dies off to the poison. That lightning, even if you block it, will knock you back, and it makes it rather tricky to get past the pendulum blades. So honestly, it's a little bit better to just, you know, go on through and don't even worry about it. You can see just how ridiculous poison is in the original Dark Souls. Like, it lasts so long. Alright, now that she's dead, proceed forward, and proceed forward. Another trap plate right there. Sneak past it. There are some snakes in the next room. We're going to go ahead and lure them up, basically. Not really interested in fighting them on this catwalk, so I'm just going to pull them on into this room. Similar to the snakes at the entrance, we'll just use the trap against them. You don't have to do that, obviously, but it will make things a little bit easier. Anyway, go ahead and open this chest. Get 2 large titanite shards. There he is. I was wondering when you were coming. Oh, never mind. See, that's why you don't wait right there. You just got hit by the ball. Is he coming? Alright, now, we're going to wait right here in this corner. And what we're going to do is right after the ball passes, we're going to time our run and go. Go, 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 go. Here comes another one, so we're going to wait right here. And go, 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 go. Oh, no, we went too far up. Get back to where I was. There we go. That worked out well, because we baited her. Alright, now what we want to do is roll off onto this platform. I'm going to go ahead and grab the shovel. Really decent dex weapon. It can attack people through shields. I don't know where you came from, but you gotta go. I'm over here trying to talk to Onion Bro, and that is very rude of you.
Oh ho!
Yeah, I know, he doesn't say much.
So here I who knows.
So basically, as we go throughout this place, we're going to be solving the problems for him. But you want to make sure you talk to him every time for the sake of advancing his quest. Go on and get on the ramp, make it up to the first little wall crevice here. Like, part of me feels like I shouldn't even give y'all a guide for this place. You should have to experience the answer of it on your own. But, man, it sucks. Like, without knowing what this place has in store, oh, man, it sucks. Anyway, go on all the way up top. You could have done this before if you wanted, but it doesn't really matter. It's easier to just drop down and then do it after the snake lady's gone. Get the Ring of Steel Protection. Decent item to boost your defense. It looks like a ring just rolled, so, or a bullet ball just rolled, so it should be good. At this point, we're going to go on through the fog. So, that room has a trap right there. You can see it on the plate. Just going to wait for Mr. Snake. Let's let him come in. Ideally, what the game wants to happen is for you to go into that room and then end up getting caught between the snake and the trap. Really fast, you can sprint right through and have the trap kill him for you. Now we have more ball stuff. You can see it coming down. Now this part can be a little bit tricky because we're going to have to go kind of fast, but up ahead is the mechanism to stop the rocks. So right now we're going to sprint right on up since that rock just passed. Oh! You can see if you don't make it, it hits. So you gotta time it basically perfectly. And now we can change the direction of this thing, but it'll change as we play through. So whichever way this is pointing, the ball goes the opposite, kind of as you can see like that. So first thing we're going to do is push it this way. I'll launch launch a ball down there. It's going to roll all the way down and break open a wall, and we're going to go that way. Now that we've done that, put it back this way. And we'll go down here. Gonna run all the way down. And you actually only need to do this right now if you have the master key. If you don't, you won't have the ring to help Logan, which is why we're coming all the way down here.
I have a bright-eyed mold on empty-handed. This place is melting my mind.
Anyway, so open his cage. You get the key to free him a good bit later, otherwise. So just things to keep in mind. At this point, after we're done here, he'll end up going back to Firelink. He'll have some pretty dope sorceries, so something to keep in mind. Grab that. Alright, so now we're going to go back, now that Logan's been freed. Honestly, if you are playing as a mage, it's probably worthwhile at this point to shoot on back to Firelink real fast, just to pick up some of his spells, because shortly after he ends up getting basically captured and goes to the archives. So, if you want some of his spells, I'd suggest making a quick detour over to Firelink, just pick them up, which, as I mentioned, if you're playing as a caster, it is almost definitely going to be worth it. Alright. Waiting for this, and then I'm going to turn it again. Sounds like it's turned. Okay, so what we're going to do is, actually I think I want to go down first. Let me see. Yeah. Alright, we're going to go all the way down first. We'll get that in a second. Just keep going for now. The reason we had to turn it back, it looks like it hasn't come all the way. We need the rocks to fill this thing on up. There's, you know, if we go like this, you can see there's nothing even down here. Basically, if you get stuck. But the goal here is the rocks are going to fill this up. Unfortunately, they don't until it's fully reset and come this way. So we're going to go up here, top off real fast. Turn so the rocks decide to come back down. Every time you hear the squeaking, that's the mechanism turning. So that's a good indicator that things are ready to go. That the rocks will be coming the direction you want them to, but we ain't got time for all that. So instead we're just going to turn it. We're going to wait, and after the next one launches, we're going to follow it on down. Get right over here and just hang out for a bit. What you'll notice is that now that it is built up, the next one is going to bust that wall on open for us. At that point, you'll go forward, come right over here, grab the covetous gold serpent ring. Whatever you do, do not go down that hallway. It's a fucking death trap. Instead, come back out. No! Oh man, that was close. Yeah, I've made the mistake of going in that hallway once. Never again! Anyway, we're gonna go into the archway right here. And now you get to meet your first mimic. So, if you look at this chain, you can see how the chain is curving towards us right now. And that's the indication that it's a mimic. If the chain curves backwards, it is safe. So what you want to do here is boop it really hard and then just kill it. If you are having a lot of trouble with the mimic, you can always use a Void's Talisman to basically put it back to sleep. And of course we get the Lightning Spear, which is actually a pretty decent weapon for this point in the game. So if you don't have like your heart set on a weapon, you can get some work done with that thing. So anyway, from here, take the elevator on up. Now be careful, because this elevator will go up and pull you into spikes, before going back down. So writing it down isn't really something I can advise here, but you get the idea. Anyway, we got that, got the lightning spear, and then from here, walk on out, and right up there is the mechanism room. So, make sure the balls aren't coming this way. Oh, they're not. Alright. This way, and I'll turn this to buy some time. Alright, now we're gonna go back that same path we went down, and where is she at? There's a serpent lady right there. One and plunge to kill her. Grab the large soul. Let's see. Up, down. We go this way, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. Go through this way, go up here. Should be the black sorcery set and hush. And you can open this if you want. This is that same hallway where we just took the elevator. The elevator is just right down there. Back though, and go down, and this next part is gonna be a wee bit tricky. So, first thing we're gonna do is kill this guy. Good old pancake smashes, one of my favorite. Alright, now, the thing is, we're gonna get all the way to the bottom down and grab that loot. There are also some Titanite demons down there that you need to be aware of. So first thing is first, we're going to go ahead and grab this, the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring. Make sure to heal on up. Before you even go down, one thing I'm going to suggest is that you put on the Rusted Iron Ring and then take off any excessive weight that you have. If I can still wear chest. Something light, like some Shadow Guard. Yeah, it can be a temporary ninja. Perfect. Alright. Let's see. We want to drop this way. Perfect. Okay. Alright, now you can see we have some more snake ladies right here. And drop. And... oh, no, we missed the plunge. Ah, no! Chug that Estus. See, they don't have a lot of health, so you can kill them pretty quickly. Ideally, plunging one is going to be really nice, but the big thing is killing them, because you do not want to deal with them while you're also trying to fight the Titanite demons. You can not shoot them with arrows, to my knowledge. I tried, and I just could not find an angle where I was actually able to shoot them. So anyway, from here, we're going to drop on down, and we're going to fight Titanite demon numero uno. Now remember what I said, these guys will get progressively stronger as you proceed through. There are a bunch of Titanite demons here. This one shouldn't be too bad, and we're killing him first, as he is the one guarding loot. So, Brave Warrior, Scythe, and the Demon Titanite. Now we have this one. If you're feeling a little bit low on Estus, you can, sit here and cheese this guy with the bow a little bit. You cannot poison them at all. But this guy will have a hard time kind of reaching you. As you can see, he doesn't really... I mean, he can't hop after you. He can crawl through this tunnel. But if you're a caster, this is perfect. You just sit here and get the job done. If you're not a caster, get on in there and beat his ass. Alright. Let's see. Checking the notes real fast. Alright, so around the corner right here, there's going to be 2 more. However, as we've killed 3 of them, you can see that they are hitting much, much harder. And on top of that, we're not hitting nearly as hard. That 400 damage I did barely kind of tickled that guy's health. So for now at least, I'm going to recommend you guys skip these 2. But just remember that they are here and that you can come back at any time and kill them and then be on your way. So instead we're going to run over here. This is going to be the escape. Climb on up. Long ass ladder. And we have that. Now I know this looks like it's a fake wall. It is. Pop that. Go on up. Long ass ladders, man. And here is a giant. Now these giants aren't particularly hard. They can kind of hurt, but for the most part they're really slow, as you can see. You know, if you just kind of walk behind them, you can boop them a little bit. You know, move back when they start stomping and clomping, and that's really it. You shouldn't have issue destroying this thing. And they have a chance to drop Titanite chunks, which are pretty nice. Let's see. No chunk. Oh, wait. Yay! Got a chunk. And 3,000 souls. So, now that that guy is done, we're going to go back. Take it on down. Grab the soul item already. Drop down, and now we are back at the start of this place. So, just for good measure, because we are already all the way at the start, my personal recommendation at this point is to go back to the bonfire. You now have an idea of how it works. I mean, actually, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna keep going, but I would recommend, you know what, just go to the bonfire. It's better for your health to go there, get your Estus back. But I don't need to. We have another bonfire coming up. I can make it there fine, probably. So anyway, after you drop down, at this point, you have conquered the majority of Sen's Funhouse. However, there is still a wee bit of bullshit left to handle. One thing to keep in mind is that if you do go back, all the enemies will respawn. Main reason why I'm just going to proceed right now. And the real danger here isn't so much that, you know, that the giant things, it's not like they're going to, like, cut you in half or anything. It's the threat of them bumping into you and subsequently knocking you all the way down into the pit. That's the real threat here. Wait, let's see. You can hear the mechanism did just turn. Oh, god damn it. See, this is why I hate this place. I felt like I was safe. I was not. Gotta go fast. See that? Just barely fucking making it, man. But anyway, from here, we're going to take this. Got a trap right here in front of us, and it's going to trigger these horizontals. Preemptively trigger that, so don't worry about it. And then, let's see. Little snake, 2 large titanites coming up. Oh yes, that's right, this one. So this one, your best bet is going to be to just sprint past the whole thing. Now we have a couple snakes we got to kill. You're going to want to go fast. These guys are fierce. You got the one here. You have some others that are going to be behind us. This right here is a dead end. Big hole. You can die if you fall down it. Don't mess with the hole. I'm going to run on up. No, is she coming? Yeah, we'll just kill you first. And there's the snake back here. Guarding some Titanites. Oh, a little too early. Blew my load too early. This is why strength is so much fun in the original Dark Souls. You just pancake everything. Alright. Oh, I forgot about that one. Son of a bitch. I said upstairs is a caster on the left. I got my two casters mixed up. Well, you know, it really wouldn't be Sen's Fortress with at least one bullshit death. Like, there had to be at least one, otherwise, you know, what's the point? So, anyway, now we're going to show you how you would speedrun through this shithole. And actually, that's not true. I'm not very good at speedrunning whatsoever, but I can show you how I would go through things fast. Actually, this is a good opportunity. Let me, remember what I said about, you know, if you're going to potentially die, that is when you want to use your Ring of Sacrifice. Sen's Fortress is one of the perfect areas to implement that, because of the sheer amount of potential bullshit here. It's a good safety net, if you will. Go, there's that snake from earlier that wasn't showing up. Now this one, let's just try this. Rid of her. Rid of him. Ah! Interrupting my heavy attack. Frick. So yeah, I mean, it's, you can just kind of sprint through stuff. You know, obviously this is a much riskier approach to it, and a lot more prone to mistakes happening, so if you are new, I would not suggest doing that, but I mean, as you saw, we did everything that we did in like the whole 20 minutes almost, just in like 2 minutes. It does help that I have a beefy boy strength weapon. Really can't go wrong with strength. But quality is good. I still stand by that. First playthrough, use quality. Right. Now that we've made it back, we will retrieve. Swap things back. Actually, no, I don't need Hornet Ring. That's gross overkill. I don't need to do that. Alright, and now for our beautiful friend right here. I don't know how these aren't hitting her. It's like honestly kind of amazing. Also notice you hit him in the head, just change staggers her. This is what you get. Alright, we got a trap right there. We have a trap right there. Her dead, we're gonna run on down. It looked like she dropped something, did she? No, nothing? What a bitch. Go down there, obviously. And at this point, we're gonna go on through the fog. So, take a left. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Go to the right. Drop. Congratulations. You've reached the bonfire and have now surpassed the mass mountain of bullshit that is Sen's Fortress. So at this point, go ahead and reverse any hollowing that you are probably going to have after going through this, and we will see you guys at the next episode as we take out the boss and make our way over to Norlondo.